Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of Coffee and Chiropractic. 40 weeks of Kadi edition. We have Kadi Englehart here. I'm Dr. Nicole Heatherly. Thank you guys for joining us for another week. We are on 21 weeks of Kadi. Last week was the big gender reveal, so everyone knows she's having a baby girl. That's why she's got this pink cup here. So now we're at 21 weeks, which means this week the baby is the size of a banana.
Yeah.
So it's growing bigger and bigger each week. Now we're going to start to see it kind of growing a little more quickly. So that's awesome. So since you're halfway through now, or a little more than halfway through, we thought it would be really beneficial for us to start talking about a birth plan. Kadi's got her birth plan right here. She's getting things together. So, with that are a lot of decisions that you have to make, and you're probably realizing that it's a bit overwhelming. So today I just wanted to talk about the importance of a birth plan, because some people go in and they're like, no, my doctor is going to know everything, right? And that's not the case, right?
So crazy. The things that when you start going through a birth plan, the things that you didn't realize you have to think about, it's just incredible. There's so much detail. So
yeah. So luckily Kadi has a really awesome midwife who's helping her with deciding on some things, and then as well as us, we talk about decisions, and that's what we're going to be doing each week. So each week to you guys, we're going to say, we're going to pick a topic, and we're going to say, okay, this week we're going to talk about vitamin K shots, and what are the pros and cons, and why would you do that? Why do people do that? So today we're going to just talk about general birth plans. So the idea behind a birth plan, as you already know, is to just basically talk about your goals or things, best case scenario, what you want to happen before, during, and after labor, so that I always say think about it in three realms. Think about, what you want beforehand. So beforehand could be in terms of the environment. So do you want to have it in a birthing center, at home, or in a hospital? Even if you are at a birthing center, do you want to have it in a tub, or would you like to have the baby, crouched down? Would you like to be induced or not induced, and then when it comes to during labor, so during labor is the second realm you want to think of. You want to think about things like, again, what position you want to be in. Are you going to allow food and drinks during your labor? Are you going to allow photos or videos taken? Who do you want in the room? These are all things you have to be thinking about, because in the moment, you're not going to want to make those decisions. Right. It needs to be, laid out. And then after labor, newborn care. So will the baby be vaccinated? Will they have, the vitamin K shot? Do you want the father to suction, or do you want, the nurses to suction? Cord clamping, if you want to do delayed. What do you want done with your placenta? There are so many things that people actually don't realize, because they think these are all decisions that a doctor or a nurse or someone makes, but it's your choice. So everyone, I want you to feel empowered to know that it's your baby, it's your body, it's your decision. No one can tell you what to do to you or your baby. So really feel empowered, coming up with that. And then also, while this is a plan, you have to realize that it's not a binding contract. Right. So you can't dwell on if something doesn't happen. There are medical emergencies. Sometimes a person wants a completely natural labor and, vaginal delivery, and it may just not happen. If it's more of a detriment to the mother, then you're going to do whatever you can to make sure mom and baby come out okay.
Right.
So, don't hold on to the birthing plan too much and get upset if it doesn't happen.
Right. Ultimately, the goal is that mom and baby are healthy and happy at the end of the process, and that's what really matters. I just met with a doula this weekend, and she said, I don't like to call it a birth plan, I like to call it birth preferences, because when you think about a plan, sometimes, especially with somebody like me, we tend to get very laser focused and we can't deviate from the plan, but saying preferences just makes it feel more like what it truly is, and that's just what is ideal. So
yeah. So with that said, guys, that's all we have for you this week. This was a really short episode, because we're gonna spend our time researching a lot of different options. So this week, if anyone's following along in terms of pregnancy and planning your own pregnancy or birth plan, What you want to do is there are so many resources online, and it really depends on what you're looking for. But they have layouts. They have. Do you have any particular suggestions?
Honestly, what I did, I just Googled birth plan because, and then you can choose. There's like 5 million, but a lot of them ask very similar questions, and they're not guiding you in any one specific way. They're just saying what level of intervention do you want. For example, if you don't go into labor by your due date, do you want to be induced? Do you not want to be induced? Do you want to be induced in this case but not in this case? Like, they give you, it's almost like a multiple choice kind of scenario. So,
yeah, it's like an algorithm. It's like, if this happens, what should happen next?
And then at that point, you have to kind of do your own research, because if you're getting 4 options and you're like, I don't know why I would choose this over this, then that's when it comes in, and it's important for you to start looking at why you would choose one over another. And that's what we're going to be talking about, is the pros and cons of each aspect of a birth plan or a birth preference.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So we're doing the research for you guys.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's all we have for you guys. Thank you again for joining us for another week of 40 Weeks of Kadi. We will see you guys next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.